Hello everyone, today I wanted to make a video about buying a genuine product off of Temu. We all know that Temu sells garbage, premium garbage, lots of garbage. I've reviewed some of this garbage on my own channel in past videos. Most of it was disappointing, some of it was okay, but for the most part it is bad and we all know that. So last week I decided to see, what if I try to buy a genuine product? In this case, it was a Philips SHP9500 and see if it actually doesn't suck or if it's real. And that's going to be a bit of a huge deal because I bought this for about 50 bucks. Now, not only is it around 70 to $80 on Amazon, there's also delivery, there's also customs, all of which I didn't have to pay for when ordering off of Temu. So let's see if this is real. Now, I should have came ready with some scissors or something sharp, but okay, so moment of truth. I just opened the box and honestly the box feels good so far, but you can't judge it that well. You can't judge it that quickly. Now, would you look at that? That looks, oh my God, that looks really authentic actually. What the heck? Okay, that looks really authentic. Okay, look at this. I mean, that looks good. Something feels a little off. I just can't put my finger on it. I can't tell you exactly what it is. Because if you've seen the history of my channel, this was actually the first headphone or studio headphone or whatever you want to call it that I reviewed. And it doesn't feel exactly the same, which is a little concerning because it should. I don't know why. It gives me vibes of the Sennheiser HD800S, but like much cheaper. Otherwise, when it comes to the build quality, it's fine. It feels actually a little bit better than, I don't want to call it the original. I mean, this is supposed to be original. So the cable that it comes with, which is this one, is a 3-meter cable. It's a normal standard 3.5 millimeter cable. The cable itself feels pretty good. It is quite thick, actually, the cable itself, and it does come with a 3.5. It does come with a 3.5 to 6.35 adapter, which is going to be quite handy. Now, plugging this into my amp. Now, the SHP9500 is a headphone that I highly recommended, generally speaking. So the headphone, generally speaking, has a lot of top end, like a lot of top end, and it's still supposed to be extremely comfortable and also sound pretty or somewhat natural, except the sound stage is not huge, even though it's an open back headphone. But I'll take a quick listen and let you know if this is real. So that's going to be my reaction now. Okay, this is pretty good. So this doesn't sound exactly like the way I remember it sounding. It sounds more fun though. That is a good thing. See, the bass response is quite good on it. There's more bass than I expected there to be. And more bass than I'm used to, actually speaking. The treble's also a little bit, it's grainy, to be honest with you. It's a little grainy, and there are details, but the details feel a little bit like sandpaper in a way. It's detailed, but it's not cleanest details that you're gonna hear. But putting that aside, I mean, for the price I paid, this sounds amazing, and oh my God, the comfort on these. The comfort on these. These are one of the more sweatier open back headphones that I've tested, just because, unfortunately, the ear pads themselves or the drivers are gonna be touching your ears. Ear pads are not thick enough, in my opinion. Let you see that right here. I don't know if you can see it. From the sides, it is, as you can see, not as thick as you would like it to be in order for your ears not to touch the drivers. But the design on this is just so beautiful. And the cushioning from the top is pretty reasonable as well. The clamping force is my favorite thing. It is really weak, and I just love that. Now, on one hand, that means if you're a very animated or aggressive gamer and you just move your head around all the time, as you can see, this thing is gonna flop away and it's gonna be gone. But going back to the point of the video, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little distracted. This is real. This is in fact a real Philips SHP9500 for $50 off of Temu. I don't know how they do it, but they did it. Is there anything else in the box? No, it's just the headphone and the cable. This headphone, being a completely budget option, doesn't come with any patches, any cases, anything. The headphone itself is quite bulky, as in it's big in size, and it is for the most part plasticky. It doesn't feel that bad, but you're gonna have to acknowledge the fact that it is just big in dimensions, you know what I mean, in size and stuff like this. But this is in fact a real headphone that you can get from Temu. Now, there's a whole moral conversation about, is it right? Is it okay to buy from Temu? How's the situation with labor? How do they treat their workers? How much do they pay them and so forth? And that's the thing I can't honestly get into, and I won't. And I'm not saying it's a very correct thing and it's the best thing to do to buy from Temu, but what I will say is that if you do decide to do that, which is completely going to be up to you, you are going to be getting a steal. This is a really good price, 50 bucks. Well, I did get a discount. So 50 bucks for a Philips SHP9500 is just a steal. The other kinds of headphones that you're going to get for this price are not even close to competing, especially when you're talking about the open back audio quality space. This is as good as it gets for that price point. And I would happily highly recommend this to pretty much anyone for this price, or around 70 bucks and 80 bucks. I would recommend this and I just love it. Now, keep in mind, my experience went well, but part of the reason why things can be sold for extremely cheap on Temu is because there is almost no quality control on there. And that sucks. That really does suck. There's been countless times where I got faulty items or items with little issues or items that don't fit the description. And that's how they get them so cheap. And that's one of the many ways that they get them so cheap. So just because my experience was good does not guarantee that your experience is going to be just as good. So just be careful. I'm of course not going to be able to bring in any links. Anyway, that's going to be my video for today. I love this headphone. I would highly recommend it for the price point. I am surprised that I managed to get something real off of Temu for such a good price. Be very, very careful when you do purchase through websites like these, because while the returning policy is pretty good and pretty flexible, the question of whether it's real, whether it's a different iteration, is a question that I don't have an answer for. Hope you like this video. Take good care of yourself. If you like this video, please like it. If you want to leave a comment, go ahead. I'm happy to answer all of your questions if you have any. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Take care of yourself and goodbye.